According to the organization Feeding America, 1 in 7 Americans struggles to eat enough every day. It's an issue in virtually every community. Students from USF's School of Anthropology and College of Public Health are studying the problem. They're working with the group Feeding Tampa Bay. One of the areas they're focusing on is the phenomenon known as food insecurity.
You can be food insecure and hungry, but if you're hungry, that's actually the physical discomfort of not having enough food to eat. With being food insecure, you may have food to eat, but it's the quality of the food that is at question.
Hungry people aren't only homeless. Hungry people exist in our neighborhoods. There are neighbors that food security is a real issue.
We have this stereotype of what we think it means or what food insecure people are like or who they are, and what we're discovering is that it can affect everyone. So, since the Great Recession of 2008, a much larger number of working families are food insecure. Seniors can be food insecure. Children could be food insecure. Even college students at USF can be food insecure.
Food security deals with issues of if people can buy the kinds of food that they need to eat when they want to buy it. So we've heard a lot from folks that the end of the month is a particularly difficult time for them to afford food. And so food security is really about, can you buy the fruits and vegetables? Maybe you're diabetic and you can't afford the kind of diet that your doctor has suggested to help control diabetes or any other kinds of health conditions.
If you look at the data from 2007, 2008, when the recession really begins to kick in, the number of food insecure households increases dramatically. And it reaches a peak at just under 15% in 2009, 2010. But it hasn't really come down significantly, even though the economy is improving. And we really think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the cost of living has gone up, but wages aren't keeping pace with that. So we're seeing a lot more families now who were considered middle income who are food insecure now. The data for the state of Florida is even higher, it's 17%. And in Hillsborough County, it's about 16%. So we're above the national average, and this is really why it's, I think, a very pressing issue in Tampa Bay.
We have the backpack program, the mobile pantry program, which is what we're out here doing today. And the idea really is just to perform research on the food that we're providing, the situations that the families that we're serving are in, just to gather more data so that we can be more impactful with the programs that we have.
The results of the backpack program were actually quite interesting. We found, for example, that about 60% of the adults found that it really was, it improved the situation in the household and for their kids. And we also found that the food actually gets spread throughout the household. So some of the kids would talk to us about, well, there were some leftovers and my mom took it to work on Monday. Or when I came home from school on Friday afternoon and there was nothing to eat, I had something in my backpack. The kids said it did make them feel happier and that they were more ready to go to school on Monday, more excited about school.
I think it's a wonderful thing. There's a lot of people who don't have the ability or the availability to be able to get out and sometimes and get the food that they need. And it's wonderful that people are able to do this and get food. Sometimes it's all they get. I think it's great.
But it's more than just providing food. We have to provide health, we have to provide better outcomes for these families. And so the research that we're performing, it's allowing us to truly address the issue of hunger and food insecurity by really getting to the nature of the problem of it, getting a better understanding of what's going on. That way we can move forward and create better programs and create much more impact in the community.
It is sometimes uncomfortable. I like to be at the other end giving it, most definitely. It's quite a feeling. But to be on the other end where I'm receiving it, I just have to remind myself that we all get to that place at some point where we just need to receive people's love and you know, we have a time and place for everything.